Today I'm going to be talking about our ACL Findings paper showing how AI can use grounding and counterfactuals to help you detect deception.
Hey, Joy, listen. Oh, I'm sorry. You're doing something right now. Whatever it is, you got to stop. Innovate Corp, their product, it's amazing. Their stock is going to go through the roof.
Okay.
You gotta just buy right now. I'm putting all my money in it. I'm going all in. You got to do it with me. We're going to be millionaires, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Awesome.
Okay,
All right,
I'll
let's
do
do
that.
it.
Thanks,
Yes.
John.
Awesome.
Have you, like Joy, fallen prey to a pump and dump scheme, or know someone who has? To understand how Joy might fall prey to John's evil tactics, it helps to think about this as a 2x2 contingency table. Joy will either buy Innovate Corp or stick with her safe plan of putting her money in index funds. John might be honest, or he might be trying to swindle Joy out of her hard-earned cash. With these two simple actions for Joy and John, we have 4 outcomes. If John had never talked to Joy, Joy would make $2,000, a small honest return. This is true whether John was honest or not. If Joy buys and John's hype of Innovate Corp is real, Joy would receive 10 times more than her original plan. Now, what if John is deceiving Joy? What if Innovate Corp is nothing special, but it's part of a scheme by John to inflate the price and then quickly sell the stock so he can get out where the prices come tumbling down? Everyone he has duped, like Joy, will lose out. These are the outcomes for Joy, but what about John? John, on the other hand, if he's honest and holds the stock, would make the same profit whether or not Joy takes part. If John is being deceptive, however, he will make money from all of the people like Joy that he's deceiving. Now, how could Joy have detected this ruse? One sign is the bait. There's a huge upside for Joy. That's what makes this so tempting for her. However, if Joy is able to envision the counterfactual that John might be untrustworthy, she can see both the bait and what we call the switch. What can happen if John isn't to be trusted? John walks away with a big reward, but Joy is much worse off. So why does John do all of this? We call this the edge. It's the extra profit that he gets specifically from deceiving Joy. By pumping and dumping, he might double his money. He has a powerful incentive to change Joy's mind from her original plan. So let's see if Joy can spot the potential trap, and if she can, where she learned how to do it.
No, thank you, John. Good luck with your investments. Catching such deception detection in this pump and dump case is easy because we know what John and Joy would gain or lose in each possibility. However, in the real world, we don't have access to people's bank accounts or what the stock market will do to catch possible scammers. Instead, we apply these analyses to more restricted domains, the game of diplomacy. In this setting, we can improve deception detection by 70%. Why do we choose diplomacy? It is a board game that is deterministic, has action and communication recorded, and also there are AI agents with value functions. In general, diplomacy is a game of negotiation, alliance, and most importantly, betrayal. So players make promises, but there's no guarantee they will keep them. This game's nature allows us to estimate gains or losses when deception happens and create friction for players. Our system does exactly the same as John and Joy's scenario, but in the complex world of diplomacy. It automatically analyzes proposal between players, calculates the bait, the switch, and the edge for any proposal to determine if it's too good to be true. We call this method CTRL-D, which stands for counterfactual reinforcement learning against deception. To construct the outcomes requires 4 levels of analysis. Reading the language of the proposal to ground the proposal in the board. Find alternate counterfactual actions. Use a powerful AI model, Cicero, by Bakhtin et al., to explore how good or bad the proposal are for the players, and then analyze the relative outcomes like in John and Joy table. Let's work through this example. Italy claims that they, as Italy, will attack Germany in Munich and request support from France. We draw a 2x2 table showing scenarios. Italy does what they say they will do in the proposal on the left, or that Italy lies on the right. Then France has two options: support Italy like Italy wants, or France stick to their original plan. So in this video, we won't talk too much about the search for the counterfactuals options. Please see the paper. Now that we have the possible actions, we need to see how they affect the players, Italy and France, positively or negatively. Because of RL agent that use a value function to estimate how good a board state is, we use the same value function to see how good or bad the game board will be for each player. Thankfully for diplomacy, there is an existing agent, Cicero, whose value function has been distributed with the trained model. We won't go into full details about what the value function measures. See the Cicero paper for full details. But it is an estimate of how many supply centers the agent will have with game state wear out. So, the higher, the better. Once we can calculate the associated values, it's likely that there is a deception when there is a switch, which is the proposer has a counterfactual move better than what they propose. That also improves over the status quo for the proposer. Thus far, you might be wondering why this is at a computational linguistic conference. Where's the language? The language comes in how the proposals are made to each other. Diplomacy players communicate in natural language to map the proposal into the machine-readable form that Cicero's value function can understand. For example, a proposal move that Italy proposes to France, we need an external tool like abstract meaning representation or AMR to turn natural language discussions into diplomacy move format. AMR captures who is doing what to whom in a sentence and represent as a cyclic graph with labels on edges and leaves. For example here, Italy sent a message to France, support Tyrolean to Munich, where a graph shows that who is Italy doing what is proposing a support move to whom is to France. Our AMR parser captures as army in Burgundy support army in Tyrolean to Munich. While we outline the general setup of when deception is likely, an age and a switch, how big do those need to be to make it likely that there is deception? We train a classifier to make this decision. After capturing moves that appear in natural language, computing counterfactuals, and estimating gains or losses, we then feed these values of bait, switch, and age to BERT. And then we train BERT with around 2,000 examples and test it against baselines. But where do those training data come from? We are fortunate that Peskov et al. Collected 12 human games with a special interface that records binary labels whether the player who is a sender is lying and whether another player who is receiving a message perceives the message as a lie. The first annotation gives us the ground truth of what is deceptive. The second annotate allows us to compare against human ability to detect lies. On top of that, a part of Peskov et al. Were annotated in AMR by experts in a subsequent publication, so we can also see the effect of automatic AMR annotation versus Go AMR labels. We train BERT with two main features, a message in natural language and a vector of bait, switch, and age values, a total of 18,044 messages. We then sample 1,000 for the test set to test Control-D against zero-shot prompting Llama 3 to see how well it detects lies. The result was striking. The LLM was like the boy who cried wolf. It flagged almost half of all messages as lies, making it practically useless. On the other hand, our STM base from Peskov et al., though not the worst, they didn't detect lies as good as humans. Our Control-D had a precision of 95% and its F1 score is the highest. That means when Control-D says a message is a lie, it's right 19 out of 20 times. It's a signal you can trust. Why is the LLM so low precision? One issue is that the LLM has trouble grounding messages. It flagged these messages as deceptive because it misinterpreted that France, a sender, is attacking Germany, a recipient. Control-D, on the other hand, performs best at identifying a message that involves explicit moves like support Tyrrhenian Sea to Western Mediterranean or Marseille supports Spain whole, which in this case is not a deception. While we focus on diplomacy, the principles behind Control-D have much broader implications. If we can extend the grounding and counterfactual exploration to new domains, this could be adapted to new, more open-end games like Dungeons and Dragons. If we can further extend the grounding to the real world, this could help people identify real-world scams from phishing emails to financial fraud. It's a step towards building AI that can act as a trusted advisor, injecting friction to help us more careful decisions that we might make. In conclusion, by looking beyond the words and analyzing the strategic incentives, Control-D is a powerful new tool for detecting deception. It has high precision where humans and even large language models falter, and offers a path forward for creating friction to help humans re-evaluate suspicious encounters. Thank you for listening and stay safe from any scams or deception.